$100 is what I'm saying. So for this trade here, is what I'm saying. So all right, testing, testing. All right, testing, testing. All right, good. All right, so we're watching UNH, watching Bull. See what we do from here. I'm curious if it actually gets to that 273. That would be a good add-on. Watching Bull. All right, let's see that. No. Why? Swing trade alerts. Today is Thursday. We're going to do a presentation on Friday and discuss things. All right. Tomorrow we'll do. We'll open up the stream to everyone. Good morning, Steve. What is Spy doing? Spy's just kind of doing it. All right. Hopefully, we get a solid credit spread day. We just cannot get a single freaking normal day. All right, we're gonna look at. But yeah, I should have took that short yesterday. I was looking at the data crossing on the put side. I missed it. I was at lunch. 12:20, 12:33. We saw data cross to the put side at 12:33, which was right in this time right here. We saw massive puts being bought. But it was just so late in the day, I just didn't really. I mean, it's not too late, but it's just kind of frustrating to see. Alright, so we're going to look at the calls and puts being bought. We're going to combine it with the orb and see if we get a nice signal. Yeah, patience is king. If you guys are patient, you will definitely avoid a lot of losses. A lot of people try to be patient. I know it sucks not being in trades, but sometimes if you don't get a trade, you don't get a trade. That's just how it is. Alrighty, so now we got this. Wow, look at UNH going down. Holy moly. I'm wondering if I want to. I'm looking at that weekly chart here. Maybe a bounce down in there. It's going to take a while for this recovers, in my opinion. When you have terrible news, a lot of times it just takes a while for it to recover. Is Bull going down? Usually Bull drops on the open. Yeah. And this is why I sold the 12.5, just to give me that time decay. If it just wants to keep dropping open, it'll probably get near that 12.5 mark. So Bull is, I'm looking at my thing. Even with the time decay, with this drop, I'm still green. Like the premium's only 20 cents, which is nuts. Yeah, UNH. So I've been through these scenarios before. You just got to give them time. You know, the time has to get old, or the news just, it has to be just overdone, and it is overdone. We saw that with TTD, right, on the weekly. We touched that weekly, had a little bounce, and we're coming way up into there. I really thought it would do something like this on the quarter chart. Fortunately, it doesn't do that. Not everything is perfect. Obviously, with Trump, healthcare is a little harder. But yeah, we're coming into this massive demand zone. It's probably one of the biggest quarter candle drops I ever seen in trading. Not gonna lie, it's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. But yeah, if you look at this and you do a put, the IV is going to be pretty high. Let's say you wanted 8 days out and you sold the 210. Um, you can get a 210 bargain there. You can get a 245 bargain. I'd probably do the 245 here at 518, do one contract. You get a really good average at 245 if it goes there. Make $500. Not too shabby, right? I'd probably do that one. 245 in 9 days is what you're saying. It doesn't go, or 8 days it doesn't go to 245. Very likely can. It just dropped, but any type of bad news, it definitely can. But yeah, but that's why I don't mind big cap stocks. Is like you can't predict anything in the market. So, I mean, look at this. This is way below the ATR4. It's always best to trade in 3 directions. You know, if you're trading this, you need 100 shares. If you can't buy 100 shares, I wouldn't trade it because then you can't do covered calls. Okay, you want to go in here and be like, hey, I want to do covered calls, single option strat, and bam, sell some covered calls while you wait. It's going to take a while for the news to settle off. All right, SPY. Let's get into our credit spread strategy. SPY right here. We're starting to see a switch in the EMAs here on that EMA 50. Bam, bam. Oh, you have that 240 strike? It's not bad. For the wheel strategy, you don't mind getting a sign. Like I tell people, you don't mind. Like if you get a sign, you get a whole lot better average than most people. That's why I like selling puts first, then going into the stock. I much rather sell puts first. So yeah, that's the whole objective. Is you know the big money is when you get a sign, then you get the shares. You make money when the price goes up. You sell the covered calls and all that. So that's why I'm saying with bull, if bull goes down, to 12.5, I'm not going to complain. If this, I mean, remember, I started selling puts when bull was up here, I believe, at the $14 range. It was at $14.50. Well, if I bought it right at the $14 range, it's now at $13 range. So you can't predict exactly what's going to happen, but I do know when you're looking at your technical analysis, I truly think it's going to bounce on that 50. Longer term stock, you're gold. When I do my swing trades, I don't try to make money instantly. If it does, awesome. If it don't, I base all my swing trades based on long term. If I have to hold it, yeah. Um, I'm looking at the data for calls and puts. No data yet, guys, so we'll see. Oh, we got data now. Alrighty, so everything is below zero. Nothing really to see. Puts are leading the charge. Puts are higher than calls right now. Would you do the wheel on INTC? I think INTC is not bad. It has been just consolidating forever. I mean, look at this weekly chart. It's been boring. It's extremely oversold. It looks to a point where, yeah, this is due for a move up, right? Look at this massive consolidation demand zone. Obviously, every time frame's in a downtrend, though. That's the problem. The daily's trying to make an uptrend. But yeah, this is one of those stocks, like, how would I start this wheel? Well, the price, I would probably do, the price is 21 bucks. And I would kind of see what kind of premium, they don't give you a lot of premium, obviously, for this stock. The IV, if you look at the implied volatility, it's not extremely high. So if the IV is not high, you can't sell a lot. So if I look at the $19 strike, it's 21 right now, and I say I don't think it's going to go to 19. I'm just curious how much I can get with just 6 cents and how much that would cost me. It's just not a lot, right? Yeah, 6 cents is not worth it. So you would probably have to go with the 20.5, yeah. You would go with the 20.5. It gives you a buck cheaper than the current price right now to even make it worth it. You get it for 26 cents. If I did 10 contracts, that cost me 20 grand. You make 260. But like I said, the big money is when you get a sign. It's not when you sell the puts, okay? The big money is when you sell the puts to position yourself into a better average instead of just buying it at 20. Like you could buy it right now and do cover calls right away. Like for example, if you bought it right now at 21, I always go like very close to my strike because I like to collect massive premium. So if you bought it at 21.30, you sell the 21.5, you make a little money going up, but you make a lot of money on this premium. So you see the difference here. If you had 10 contracts there, you make 550 bucks, and you make it when it goes up. So to me, I don't mind getting my shares taken away. I'm more into like selling massive premium. So there's always different ways to do it. You could be a lot of people don't like their shares getting taken away, so they try to go farther out of the money so they don't, but then you don't get as much premium. Hi, Pierre. Yeah, so I like to play it a little safer. But yeah, this is UNH. Let the storm cool off. If you're selling a $240 strike, that's not bad. Honestly, you're gonna want to get assigned so you can sell cover calls. Yeah, so I was thinking, yeah, doing that 240 strike literally just 8 days out. Look at this. Look at the massive premium you can get for one contract at 240, and if you sell it at $9, you technically get it $9 cheaper than what you sell. So if you sell it at 240, you collect $9 of premium. Well, you have it at 931 then, your strike or your average. Because you got to remember, you're collecting that $9 premium. So this one's not a bad idea. It's the 240, 8 days out. I'm curious, what is the 1 day giving me? 1 day, 240 is giving you, wow, a lot of premium too, just for 1 day expiration? Holy crap. But look at the IV. You see how the IV is so high? Yeah, UNH is just expensive. That's the problem with UNH. This is me, my position. If you can't do 100 shares of UNH, I wouldn't be in this stock. Oh yeah, it's down 16%. Is Bull going down? I honestly don't mind getting assigned. Yeah. So yeah, if I get assigned here, I get it assigned at 12.5, guys. And I'll hold this puppy. So we'll see. We'll see if it gets above 12.5. It has to go below 12.5 by Friday. And that right there is the weekly chart right here. You see how that's bouncing literally to a T on that weekly MA 50? We'll see. Oh my gosh, look at that bounce. So we'll see. I plan on holding this for the earnings if I have to. You're welcome. How's it going, Jin Park? Welcome, welcome. All right, so here's what we have on the options. We have a lot more calls being bought than puts. The puts are negative, the calls are positive. So this obviously can change at any moment. My bias is definitely bullish for the credit spread strat. All right, my bias is bullish. All right, just waiting for that move to see what. Let's see what we get. Yeah, UNH is just so expensive. Yeah, we got more calls than puts being bought, so I'm just kind of waiting it out. Just being chill here. Hopefully we can get a nice credit spread strategy today. Yeah, you see we're going up quite a bit here. All right, hopefully we get a break of structure here soon. I like to see him fast. Get in. All right. See what we got. Yeah, we'll see. So as of now, calls are in favor. EMAs, you kind of see like this EMA 50 coming up, guys, or being the bottom on the 15-minute. This could be a fresh trend. If I get the EMAs uptrend on the 15-minute orb and option flow, that is probably the best signal you can ever get. That would be gorgeous. That would be gorgeous. Yeah, this is unsustainable. It's going to go up here. 15-minute ATR 4. So we'll see if bull comes and gets below 12.5. I get assigned. Just curious what the 11. The 12. The 12 strike is giving you lots, giving you a nice little strike there if you want it. Not going to be much. It's only 1 day of expiration now. So not much you can work with there. The IV's high because of the earnings coming up. Whoa, what is this? Hold up. Let's see what we have. Okay. Man. I was really hoping to give me bull puts today. Yeah, not all the time it's going to be the same. Obviously, like I said, there's been times where we lose and we trade based on just orb and not option flow. So it's a hit or miss, It really is a hit or miss. You just never know. I'm more into honestly doing what works. If I can avoid a loss, that is totally fine if I don't take a trade. Because remember, it takes out a ton of my wins if I lose. I don't want to lose. So we're coming back in here. More calls are being bought. So I'm going to post this in the chat. As of now, my thesis is bullish. I'll post that in the day trade alerts. My thesis, I'm bullish till these flip. More calls being bought. So I want to wait for the 15-minute orb to show me something. I'm telling you guys, we could easily do a double orb. We've seen this happen a lot. We know we get the 15-minute orb to the downside, and then bam, it switches. I'm wondering if did we get a 30-minute orb yesterday? Here's your 10. Yeah, you did. Comes back up, but you can see that monster move up against you. I mean, I don't want to get faked out. This is a very risky day to begin with Jay Powell. So I'm just gonna wait. So yeah, unless I mean the calls are up into the 20 million, puts are negative 13 million. So I'm being patient. All right, calls are kind of dropping here a little bit. Yeah, the 30 minutes gonna be safest. I prefer the 15 minutes so I can kind of just see what's going on. Get in there a little earlier. If I don't get in past 12, I'm gonna be a little sketch. We got plenty of time. It's only 9:50, guys. I'm in no hurry to get in a trade right now. I got plenty of time. Did TTD drop? Yeah, I feel like a lot of things are just dropping. TTD had a drop. You see it? It was at the upper Keltner channel. It'll probably come to that EMA 5 and go up. That's what I'm saying. This is unsustainable. Just like UNH is unsustainable. I mean, this is going to come up, but obviously news is what drives the stock down. That's why I never buy single option calls. I just won't. If I bought that on TTD, I would have got wrecked. I would have got wrecked if I bought single option call options. All right, so I'm just kind of waiting to see the data here. We're getting some call volumes selling off here. Man, what was that? Look at that one massive candle there. Just 1 minute candle changed the whole ORB there. I mean, it could easily change it to the upside in 1 minute. Oh my gosh, this market is crazy. Tomorrow, what do we got tomorrow? Tomorrow's a pretty chill day, I think. Just that 10 o'clock red folder. Yeah, so if you're doing a 30-minute orb, just combine the two 15 minutes here. We'll see what we get. Curious what the 5-minute gave. This is the 5-minute orb here, up, down, break of structure. You really got, if you're doing a one-directional play, you really got to get inside of orb for the best entry. This is such a big orb that if you go from here to here, it's a massive stop. What do you mean? How do I do this? Ryzna 2K. So you just draw the first 15-minute candle. If you want to join the Discord, Ryzna, it's I teach all these with videos and stuff and alerts. I mean, it's only $12 a month. There's really nothing for you to lose. Join the Discord, subscribe on your computer. $12 a month, you get access to day trades and swing trades. Welcome back, Dakota. I haven't seen you for a bit. Your Humana. What happened to Humana? Oh wow. Healthcare. So all the healthcare ones are just going down. Healthcare monthly chart, quarterly chart. See, this is what I thought UNH would do. The first time we touched this EMA 50, you had this massive bounce of 36% gain, and then it retested it. But yeah, I mean, long term, you're fine. You have at least 100 shares, so you can do cover calls at least. Look at that. Let's go, Bull. Pumping on that ATR4, time decay, and everything. Yeah, I'm bullish. I'm bullish here. When you see the call on puts here, call volume is bullish for me. Yeah, so I'm combining it with this. You see why I'm not taking bear calls today is because the big money is buying calls on SPY. So I'm telling you, the last two trades, the last two losses we had, this would have avoided it. You can even go into and be like, what's going on with UNH? And you can kind of see, is there a lot of puts or calls being bought and all that. I personally keep it simple, stupid, stick to SPY when you're doing this. You want to know what the big money's doing in for the day only. So yeah, we got a lot of calls being bought. So a break of structure is the 15-minute here. You see how we almost had a close down here? That would mean that we're technically, this is bearish. We would want price to keep going down. But it doesn't mean that price can't just do a VWAP or, a fake out and go to the upside. All right. So when I place a credit spread, I want to make sure I'm on the right thing with EMAs, with option flow, with all that. And looking at this, I think that EMA 50 wants to switch along with the 30-minute. You can see the 30-minute is acting as a kind of a downtrend, but the 1 hour hit perfectly. Longer time frames hit perfectly on that and then bounce. So not something I just want to wait for a clear signal. If I don't get a clear signal, then I just don't trade. I do other things. There's no. I'm not. I'm telling you, the best traders are the ones that are patient. They're not hurrying up and getting into a trade. You don't have to get into a trade every day. Okay. 5-minute ORB might fake out people. Here's a 5-minute downside. It could easily fake out. That's why I like the 15-minute. Looking at Jack's exposure, what is that, Niraku? I'm all open for ears if you find something else that fits the system and helps. Jack's exposure, what is that? Can't have it too overcomplicated though, because we do got to take some trades. But yeah, more tools to help us align, the better. Um, uh, if you show me what that is in the Discord, I'll check it out. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I can't believe that thing's down 17% today. Wow. Holy moly. Someone's making big money on those puts. I think I might just stick with bull here. All right, let's see what's happening. It's a measurement of how many shares market makers must buy or sell in order to stay neutral, as the underlying stock moves quite powerful based on it. Is there like a... You use like a site to find that, or... Mama. Mama. Okay, so Trading Ticks. Trading Ticks. I'll check it out. Wall Street and retail. We simplify complex trading data, making it accessible and actionable for every trader. Features what you love. Data that only Wall Street has access to. One-stop shop. Transparency. Really depends how much the price is, too. What's the price? $69 a month. But I already got the live option flow. I don't need that. You use the free version? See, I don't need the live option flow. I already got that. Just post like some of the stuff in the Discord if you're in it. If you're in it, post some stuff and I'll take a look at it. If you're in it. If you're not, no worries. I think the option flow is pretty good though. Option flow is pretty good for me. But yeah, I can see how that could be good too. But yeah, we don't need to overcomplicate it too much because, like I said, if we get inside, if we get our signal and we get a double orb, we just break even. If price action is going against it, you just break even on a double orb. Usually, double orbs happen when it's choppy, it consolidates, and it goes down. But we don't want to just get in and like right here, lots of calls were being bought. So we do bear calls and then bam, we just get blown out of the water. A lot of the times is that 10 to 10:30 mark you get blown. All right, so oh whoa, this is that 10 o'clock candle here. Wow. All right, we'll see if this ends here. We'll see if we go above. All right, look at that massive flow. UNH is going to take some time to get that bad news to lay low. In my opinion, it's going to take a long time. Looking for this to close, guys, and we're golden. We're taking bull puts if it closes. Everything matches. We got massive calls being bought. Everything matches. Yeah, right in here. A lot of the 5-minute ORBs don't work on this. Alrighty, guys, we'll see. See, we got about 12 more minutes. A lot of damage to be done in 12 minutes here. All right, let's check out the SPX here. SPX. Let's do 50, so I don't have to keep scrolling like that. All right, so we got 58. 10 is at 15 cents. 58.15 is where you could probably get filled, and 58.20. This one actually you're looking at filled 58.20 for sure. So 58.20 is not a bad one. That's at 20 cents on the bid, 28 cents on the mid. You will get filled on this one. We want to make sure we're not greedy. Options are still bullish. A lot of big money's flowing into calls today. I'm bullish today. 1 hour EMA 50 touch. Everything looks good to me. A bit about this. Yeah, I could try to make something. Alrighty, guys. We're looking for a bull put. It looks like we get slightly better strikes with a 10 spread. Any downside to widening? So here's the problem with the 10 wide is you're spending $1,000 compared to 500 a contract, and the premiums move faster. You got to take that in mind. The premiums are going to move faster. So you need to always have a 400% stop loss max. And that's why they're giving you those premiums much lower or much higher or strikes much lower. So once you take a loss, it freaking sucks. And it's definitely meant for diamond handing, I feel like a lot of people use those for. I'm just watching this, see what we do. Just kind of watching it. If we can get close here. Mr. Mbets took that 58.10, 58.15. Was that showing? You got a 58.10? That was showing? Interesting. Once the direction bias is confirmed, say bull, do you think it's better to wait for the price action to come down to sell put at the further end? No, because you're going to miss out on a lot of trades. Price action can come back inside of orb, but if you have any candle that goes up, then that premium decimates. You know, I much rather take some losses, or not a loss, but I'd much rather take my premium going up if it just quickly goes down. Because a lot of times what happens is it just either consolidates, it goes up right away, and if you're just waiting for inside of orb, you're not going to get a good strike a lot of the times. I can get a much better strike most of the time. For my one directional plays, yeah, I have to have price coming into middle orb. If I'm going to buy a naked call option or buy a call option, then I need to have the best risk versus reward, because if it comes down to this low orb, I got to get out. So this might be the day for that. Just really depends on what I see. If it does a double orb late in the day, I'm getting out of my credit spread and all that. Let's see. Uh, yeah, so the reason I only made $48 is because I bought back my premium for 20 cents, Niraku. So when Price did a double orb, like if we get bull puts here and does a double orb and I can buy back for break even, I'll just buy it back for 20 cents. So that's what I did. I'm playing it safe. Now the other position is I did a bear call. I went against the trend. That was a FOMO trade, and I just hurried up and got out. I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. Now, granted, I would have won both those trades if I just held on to them, but it's not really worth it to do that because one loss takes out a lot of my wins. So to me, I don't want to do it. You must have got that 58-10, 58-15 down at 10 o'clock, right, Mr. Embeds? How did you get 58-10 right now? It's still showing 15 cents on the bid. Yeah, I knew it. I was like, what the heck? How did he get 58-10? That's like this freaking guy. Still no trade for me yet. Sucks. I mean, this could easily go up by 10-15. I mean, let's see. Man, it's going down. QQQ, no signal. I don't think we'll have a range bound day. It's going to make a big move. Just don't see a range bound on all this data. Like I say, guys, I just don't care if I'm waiting for my signals here. I gotta get my signal. Man, this is chop, chop, chop. Went down, back up, down, back up. The 5-minute orb. It might take another 15-minute candle. We'll see. Yeah, I was like, this guy got in early. Yeah, most of the time you can get out a double orb due to time decay, Niraku. Now, granted, if I got in, let's say I got in bull puts, and this did a bull puts, and it just did move, the next 15-minute candle comes down here. Yeah, I can't get out right away. I would have to wait probably an hour of time decay to get out. And usually what happens is, yeah, it's going to consolidate. Remember this, see, where's that day that I got out? So that right in here, I got in bear calls due to this break of structure here. Price went up. I got in bear calls, and then we got this freaking massive move up. Bam, bam, massive move up. So then I was like, once this candle ended, it confirmed bull puts. I was in bear calls. Next candle went down, and I got out. I didn't want to risk it because what if this candle showed up? What if it did that? I'd be done. So, it's just, to me, it's just not worth the risk. If I got the wrong trend, then I'll take whatever it gives me. Now, it could have been 20, 15 cents, but you just take whatever it can give you. If it's 20 cents on the mid or the ass, then I'll do whatever it's on the ass to get out instantly. If I had to sell for 0.25 to 25, whatever. Yeah, that was honestly, I think you're fine. EMA 50 bounce. You're literally having a fresh 1 hour uptrend, 4 hour uptrend, 30 minutes trying to tell what it's doing. Who knows? I'm just, man, price spreads has been so slow. I really want to get in one. And then look at this, guys. So we're getting a lot of call options, so we'll probably get an upper orb. Hopefully it's not too late in the day. We got 33 million call options just bought right now. So hopefully that maintains to the upside. Yeah, so that's the question. If you're in a loss already, then you have to wait till time decays you down to 20 cents. And a lot of times that will happen. So yeah, you'll have your stop loss at, for me it's 1.25. And basically what I'm waiting for is price it can come back inside of orb, it can come down. As long as they don't go down too far. If I'm in bear call or bull puts and it goes down right to opposite orb, it's been a lot of times where it can go down, go up, sideways, and basically you just look to get out at 20 cents. If it's really bad, like it went to 80 cents, then I'm going to try it for 25 cents. But if it's like a 50 center, it can go to 20 cents pretty fast. That's very doable. If at 80 cents, then I'm going to be like, I'm going to try to just lose fees now on this trade. And what you could do is, if you're looking at the option flow and there's more puts being bought, then yeah, you could take the bear call side and make money for the day on that. Just depends on when it does it, how fast it does it. All right, so we're trying to come up here. The next candle, hopefully we get a break of structure on the next candle here. Wow, look at that. I didn't expect that. 587 to 585 in literally 15 minutes. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, because if you look at my Excel sheet here, like I said, this is why journaling is really nice. All right, so February, I had one loss because of that. The double orb, I didn't take it out for break even, and it went up to 80 cents. I think I had a dollar stop, and it took me out a little earlier. So that one I took a loss, and then bam, it wiped out 4 of my wins. Just not worth it, right? Just take it out. March, I had 2 losses because I went against the trend. So always go with the 15-minute orb. March should have been a perfect win ratio. My bad on that. April, I had a loss here because I didn't use option flow. This was a true loss. But since I use option flow, that would have been avoided. Same with this one, and then same with this one. So you see how I was like, enough is enough. I need to look at what's going on in the option, unusual calls, puts, all that crap. But this was not bad. Only 2 losses in April. You're still profitable. May, I'm pretty slow because I'm just a little like worried, right? So I'm like, you know what? I need to change something up, right? The option flow needs to be put into that. But all in all, if you're only getting 2 losses a month, it's not bad. I think with this strategy, you should have perfect win ratios. I truly think you should. 1 loss max, maybe, is what this strategy should be designed to be doing. Because, like I said, if you get the wrong trade, you should be break even. You should be getting out of your trade. So you should be avoiding that. I don't know what I want to do right now. But yeah, Flowtopia is a great tool. You could see, should I be shorting the market if big whales are buying calls? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense. So I'm going to follow that. Obviously, it's not an end-all be-all, but it's just nice to see what big money's doing for the day. It's just nice to see. No signal yet, guys. Bull's coming down into this 12.5. Honestly, I don't mind. Please execute me because this is a great area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sell calls at that 12.5. We have earnings. I wish this was right before the earnings. I'm looking to sell. 12.5 to 13.5 is a pretty good move up. I could even do that strike. Make 92 cents on my 23 contracts. That's a $2,100 gain. Not too shabby. If I get a sign, I'll do the $13 strike. That is pretty freaking good. And you make money. I make 50 cents on top of my shares. Oh my gosh, this is so choppy. It's trying to make a move. I just doesn't know what it wants to do. Yeah, higher call volume means we want to do bull puts for sure. Absolutely. Now, the reason why I want to follow Or is because, how's it going, Camo? Is because it gives me a nice area where I know when to get out. Whereas if I'm going against the trend, you're kind of just diamond handing it for your stop loss to hit. So, yeah, so that's why I want to kind of just go with it. All right, are we finally going to get a move above this orb? Let's see it. I want to see it. All right, so SPX.
Orange. What's that? What color is that? Black.
Yeah, so 58.10, 58.15, he's golden. He got that one super early. I'm going to have to go in for the 58. I think it's 58.20 I should go for. 58.20, 58.25 is what I'm saying. And where does that leave me? 58.20? It's not really that far down. Kind of weird, to be honest. With all this news, it doesn't really seem like a far move down. Doesn't look far, does it, guys? It's a 0.91% drop. It's not far at all. But if we get the trend right, obviously we'll just exit out a double orb if it reverses on us. So we'll just break even anyways. So I guess that doesn't matter too much. All right, so we'll wait for around 10:28. Yep. As of now, we're getting call options going up. This is constantly going up, okay? I posted that in the Discord if you guys ever need it. Like I said, if you're part of the Discord, you get it for free. I mean, I'll post that in there for you guys. Like I said, I posted it right here in this morning. We are bullish for today, and I'll let you guys know if it changes. It's still bullish. Nothing's changing. So we checked that out. We were waiting for a 15-minute orb. That's all we're doing right now. Now we just wait for an upside potential here. We got to see this candle close above the horizontal line, and then we're gold. It's just not doing it. Yeah, it's just not doing it fast, which sucks.
Tiger.
Yeah, I think you're fine, Mr. Mbets. We'll see. Yeah, a lot of red, though.
Here comes a dream. Yay, take it, take it, take it, take it.
Alrighty, I'm gonna look at some options here now. It's looking pretty close. This could easily end above it. Alright, let's go to SPX, verticals.
Oh. Uh-oh. It's okay.
Yeah, it's looking like 58.20, 58.25 for me. 58.20, 58.25 looks like a nice strike. It is 15 cents on the bid, so it won't fill you instantly, but it's also 35 cents on the ask. The next one is 58.25. That one will fill you instantly. So I say, like, try to get a deal. Yeah, the 58.20, 58.25 should fill you. It just went to, well, obviously it went down a little. I think this one's good. Man, it just went to 10 cents, 15 cents on the bid. It moves so freaking fast. That's the one I'm watching now. 58.20, 58.25. We'll see if that ends by 10:30. Yeah, the calls are still climbing. I still feel pretty good. For my one directional strat, guys, I am looking to take this. I'm gonna buy a naked call option. Not big money, just just $500 worth. I'm really testing this strategy out as it's really good. Right up in here, middle orb. I'm gonna buy a naked call option, and I stop out if it goes to the lower orb. That way my risk versus reward is good. I have a tight stop loss.
Look at your nails.
How's it going, Big Pigeon? Alrighty, it's looking good, guys. 5 more minutes. I'm gonna place a trade at 10:29. So let me I don't know if I can get this one. Now, this is the hard part. You have to change your strike if you don't get filled pretty fast. You can't be like messing around with these strikes. If you don't get filled, you change it up. What is it? The 50-20, 50-25. Oh, shoot. Are you kidding me? Man. Are you kidding me? Get back up there.
Thanks for helping me find all of those items for our science experiment. You were very helpful. But I have
Know your nails.
fun. We had a lot of fun today, right? We went on a scavenger hunt.
Get this one to your wrist, get this one for your nails.
Excuse me.
And the calls are like ramping up too. Calls are so freaking big. We're getting into 46 million calls. Like, it's looking good. It's not going to give it, is it? Wow. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy right there. It's just consolidating. Yeah, yeah, like I said, you're better off waiting at this point, though. I'd rather have a confirmed signal. If it's not confirmed, I'm just not doing it. Let's see what Bull's doing. I'm going to use the restroom here. So, sitting at that $13 mark there on Bull. Yeah, it's so close too. I wouldn't think it's another Iron Condor. That would be nuts if it is. That's crazy. Huh. Man. Chop chop. Alright, I'm gonna use the restroom.
This one here, this one's sharp. But not my help. Careful. Uh-oh. Frenchie? Just here. Your nails are better. Let me see the other hand. Let me see this hand.
We will need to fix your flat tire. First thing we will do is put your bike into the bike stand.
Here, do this side. No, 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 no. Now hold on. Can Mama do your thumb?
Yeah, so calls are ramping up at over 50 million. So on all this consolidation, we're looking to make a big move. We just gotta be patient. Man, it's a very boring week for credit spreads. Not gonna lie, very boring week. But yeah, I mean, if we do a double orb and this thing just tanks down, we're gonna thank ourselves for fallen orb. Anything else on the radar? Because this is watching paint dry. So Dick's Sporting Goods is down off of that? They go down after that buyout? I didn't think they would go down after. Tim's is down. ATR4 touchdown. Reddit.
This one. Mama needs to do your fingers.
Dick's Sporting Goods is coming into I don't know. It's just gotta take what the market gives us. Coming into a monthly chart, I'm gonna look for. Man, it is pretty overextended. Back in 2020, man, Dick's Sporting Goods was $11, and it went all the way up to $253. Wow, that's nuts. Freaking crazy. I don't know. If we can get a quarter, I don't know if I want to trade that with stocks. Do they have options every week?
Thank you.
They do have options every week. That's nice to see. We'll see. I'll put an alert here if it gets there below 149.
Thank you.
Not sure if it gets there though.
Mama.
SMCI kind of going down from that.
Dead. Yeah.
So we're gonna set just one side of this wheel inside the rim. This is what I like to play it. Insert and reinstall a new inner tube to replace the
TTD as expected. It can't sustain.
It's
You. Baby.
Man, everything's down. I'm not really seeing anything. Nothing. Oh, I missed that MU. I remember Sly was talking about this one. This was not a bad one.
Baby's having fun. Baby kicking.
Bullish trade sentiment, bearish trade sentiment. Let's see what Flowtopia is showing right now. I'm seeing more bulls on Flow. I'm seeing more bulls being bought.
So when doing this, you always want to read the side of your tire first before you start to apply air pressure. Okay? And that way you don't overinflate the tire. Last but not least,
But this could change at any moment. Like I said, I take this for a grain of salt. This is not the one-all be-all. I take it for a grain of salt. I'm not going to place my trade just based on that. It's got to be technical analysis. Bear calls are forming again. But yeah, if I can avoid a loss with it, it's definitely worth it. I mean, with his strike he has, I mean, he got a pretty good freaking strike. His strike is at 15 cents on the bid, 25 cents on the ask. Oh wow, it just shot up there.
I'm just gonna use the restroom, okay?
indeed you can.
Yeah, show me what chop looks like, and this is what it looks like, guys. Up, down, up, down, up, down, back to up. Gosh, this is annoying. No clear direction at all. This is why I don't use the 5-minute ORB, guys. This is a perfect example. Where do we get 5-minute ORB? Actually, that's interesting. We didn't get it on SPX. You see that, guys? Got it on SPY here on the 5. Right here, up. So down, up. That's crazy. I mean, guys, try to be patient here. If try to follow all the signals here. You know, you don't have to trade every day. We do have a really weird day. We have Jay Powell today. I mean, you don't have to if it don't give you good signal, it's totally fine. You don't have to force these trades. But yeah, I'm more naturally bullish, but I don't want to also trade against Orb either. What is QQQ doing? Yeah, see, this is showing bearish here. 1045. IWM, the Russell is showing. Holy crap! Look at this, guys. Imagine if we got in on the Russell here at 10 o'clock. Golly, man, they've been going down. Look at the early signal you could have got on the Russell. Right here at 10 o'clock, here's your 945. Poof, poof, you get in. You know, I tend to see IWM lead the way. I'm not kidding. I see it a lot. Then goes to Qs, maybe. Qs can spike. It's hard to say. Golly, this is boring, guys. I might just look to alert this in the Discord. I'm getting tired of watching paint dry. This is just so boring. Man, I can't believe we had 2 days of price action like this. Look at this. And then we get it again. Wow, make up your mind already. I'm curious if SPX showed that signal yesterday. Sometimes they don't give you it. Yeah, see, look at this. SPX. Wait, here it is. Barely gave it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Boring. Boring day again. I mean, it's good for credit spreads if it's boring, but I mean, this could change at any moment, though. It's like, do you really want to risk a loss on this? I don't really feel comfortable risking a loss for that. Alright, so I'm in bull. We'll see what this does. Single option puts. Yeah, you can get more premium than me if you want. Oh my gosh, backed it up. No signal yet. I'm probably gonna just alert in the Discord now because it's just taking so long, and I don't feel like watching this all day like this. It's only 10:40, so it's not like too late in the day, anyways. I just don't. It just gets kind of boring watching this now. Too many consolidations today. So I'll let you guys know in the Discord what I take. I'll let you know if the calls and puts change, but as of right now, I'm bullish. All right, guys, I'll catch you.